Gold Cup will rattle around for many a year, frankly. But it's time for the amateurs to move centre stage in the Christies Foxhunter chase.
Let's get the runners and riders then for this 23 runner Foxhunters. Augusta Vic, the 11-2 favourite Jason McEwen. Alert the Earth at 14's Mark O'Hare, Oliver Greenall and Amicelli at 33-1. At 40-1 Arctic Times and Damien Murphy. Beecham Oracle, a grey, 100-1 David Mansell. Then Bon Accord and James Tudor, who won here yesterday, 15-2 Christy Beamish at 14-1. And Adam Wadlow. Climate Control at 33's Matthew O'Connor. Cornish Rebel and Jamie Snowden at 20-1. Drumbiug, last year's winner, JT McNamara, on an 8-1 chance this time. Dun & Doris is 125-1. Philip York, French Tyne at 25s. Derek O'Connor, Gallic Dawn, 66-1. Nick Schofield. Hip Pocket and Will Kinsey at 100-1. Lord of Illusion and Charles Daly at 25-1. Tom Greenall is on Luda Moulin Mar. The next one down the list for the Paul Nicholls team. We've skipped a page. Down the bottom, Southwestern 16-1 Neil Harris. Non-runner Tinerana Lord. Tribal Venture, who's a grey, 22-1 Josh Guerriero. And 20 Degrees, who wears a visor, at 12-1, ridden by Richard Burton.
Well, this is the Gold Cup for the amateurs. And we've got last year's winner, who looks absolutely in tip-top form, even though he hasn't had a race so far this time round. We've got a really good young horse in Augusta Vic, who won at Leopardstown last time. And the ground's going to be sticky. It's going to take a little bit of riding here, because very often when you get this number of runners, there's 24 of them, you can get sucked into going too fast. And JT McNamara, I suppose he's just about the most experienced of any of these. He's the leading point-to-point rider of all time in Ireland. And I'd imagine that he would just be taking his time a little bit on Drumbiug. But quite a few decent younger horses in the race, Jim. And, the top one at Leopardstown, that's a race that's thrown up a few winners of this race in the past.
Yeah, he looks a good prospect, doesn't he? Won both his starts this season. I know Ted's pretty sweet on him. The important thing, John, I feel in this race, it's always a big field, much bigger than maybe most hunter chasers, with the exception of the Foxhunters at Liverpool. And just like we've seen in the Gold Cup, you've got to get into a rhythm. The horses that get off the bridle, make a little niggly mistakes early on, are usually soon done with, particularly on this ground.
Yeah, and sometimes, I mean, to be fair, quite a few of these, you know, they're here to give the riders a little bit of a spin round Cheltenham on Gold Cup day. And the likes of Don & Doris, who used to be with Nicky Henderson, you know, might just find things just happening a little bit quick for him. Man from Highworth there just going through. And John Manners, runner, just getting a little bit warm, but he's been a decent horse in the past. No doubt for us, though, it was Drumbiug who was the eye-catcher for Simon going down. It was Augusta Vic. And in the betting ring, some interesting ones there. Bon Accord, Natian and Christy Beamish. Negatives, though, under both codes, is the top horse.
Well, it's been a fantastic day. Huge crowd here at Cheltenham this afternoon. Capacity of 65,000. They've got extra entertainment because of the day of cancellation on Wednesday, but the weather's held fine. People have seen some wonderful horses. Still think over the days, John, despite the fact that we've seen an eagerly anticipated Gold Cup, no horse has finished his race like Masterminded did the champion chase. He looked just a class apart. Definitely the highlight for me.
Yeah, I'm afraid I've got to agree with you in terms of class, and that's what you come here for, championship races, to see something a little bit special. You know, it didn't seem to be much between him, Borpoo, Steadis and a couple of the others.
The vet's gone down to look at one of the runners. Has just may have heard that on the our camera down at the start. One of the horses not quite right.
Might get a kick or something.
Not sure, Ted. Just heard.
It all depends if he's just looking at his nose.
He's looking at Arctic Times, is it?
Arctic Times, yeah. Look, he's looking down. Maybe he got a kick or something. He's a hardy old warrior. Give him a trot now, it's easy sound. Oh, he's perfect. Let him run. Not a bother on him.
He's fine.
It's perfect.
Just let him go off a couple.
Let him go.
Let him go a couple. If he's slightly lame, let him go 10 lengths in front of the others, I reckon. Give him half a chance.
Let him go. He sounds a bell.
Yeah.
Nitpicker. He sounds a bell of every. He'd pass the trot up with those old event chokes, and they're sticky enough for anything. Sound.
Well, this minor delay to the start of the Christies Foxhunters means we're going to be perilously hard-pressed to get this race in, but they're coming in now for Simon Holt to call them in the Christies Foxhunters.
Hopefully they'll get away first time, and yes, they're off and racing. And as the boys were saying, so important they don't go off too quickly here. Quite testing conditions this afternoon. Big field heading to the first climate control. Arctic Times to the outside. Alert the Earth is close up with Drumbiug, and they're all safely over the first fence. And it's climate control in the blue sleeves. Alert the Earth, and in the cheek pieces, Arctic Times, followed by Drumbiug, who jumped beautifully there. The green and gold hoops. And behind Drumbiug then is Gallic Dawn against the fence, Amicelli, Natian, and then in the red and white hoops is Luda Moulin Mar from Cornish Rebel. Railway Ranger is next, followed by the grey Tribal Venture. August Vic settles in about 10th or 11th place from Bonaccord, then Christy Beanish and Melin Blue. Dun and Doris is further back from French Tyne and Lord of Illusion. Then Beecham Oracle towards the rear, along with Hip Pocket. Man from Highworth towards the back, 20 degrees, and Southwestern as they race over the third fence now, and all land safely again. The water jump is up and coming, and it's climate control with on the right Alert the Earth. Arctic Times on the left in the check jacket and the red and yellow sleeves, Natian. Drumbiug was over in 5th place from the white-faced Gallic Dawn. Luda Moulin Mar for the Paul Nicholls team here, looking for another winner as they continue to this open ditch. And the leaders are safely over. Looking back in the field, Hip Pocket is still towards the back with French Tyne. August Vic going off the 5-1 favourite from last year's winner, Drumbiug, at 13-2 as they jump this next plain fence. One of the Greys, Beecham Oracle, towards the rear of the field. Arctic Times probably just shading the advantage now to climate control. Alert the Earth on the running rail. Natian in 4th place as they take this open ditch. Drumbiug took it in 5th place from Gallic Dawn. And then behind those is Amicelli, August Vic, and then towards the outside, Bonaccord in a red cap, nose-banded Cornish Rebel, Luda Moulin Mar in the black cap as they jump the next plain fence, over which they're all safely over again. 20 degrees remains towards the rear of the field. Railway Ranger is just chasing the leading bunch in about 10th place as they round this top turn. Arctic Times continues to make it. From climate control, Natian towards the left on landing. From Alert the Earth and then Drumbiug and Gallic Dawn. Cornish Rebel didn't jump that too well. August Vic travelling kindly towards the outside of Amicelli. Then Melin Blue improving a bit. Luda Moulin Mar and Cornish Rebel. Dun and Doris is further back. Towards the left, Railway Ranger in the yellow sleeves. Further left in the red cap is Bonaccord as they jump the next, followed by Dun and Doris. Then 20 degrees and Christy Beamish and Lord of Illusions towards the rear. Beecham Oracle is practically last now. French Tyne in light blue sleeves right out the back as well with Hip Pocket and Southwestern as they run left-handed now at the end of a circuit of the course in this Christies Foxhunters. And Arctic Times continues to show out just in front here. Ran 6th in this race last year, Arctic Times. Climate Control is a very close second as they arrive at the next, followed by Drumbiug and Alert the Earth the far side, then Gallic Dawn and Amicelli from August Vic, who's had a lovely run round so far. Natian is out wide. Wider still is Railway Ranger from Bonaccord, then Cornish Rebel and Melin Blue and Luda Moulin Mar. Man from Highworth at the moment in the dark blue jacket towards the outside, still just in the second half of the field but improving a bit, followed by Christy Beamish and Tribal Venture, then Southwestern, Lord of Illusion, 20 degrees, French Tyne, Hip Pocket, and finally Beecham Oracle. And it looks as though they're all still standing after more than a circuit of the track, and it's Arctic Times that continues to spearhead this large field from climate control, running down the hill into the back straight. Alert the Earth. Drumbiug has been on the premises throughout under JT McNamara and jumps it in 3rd place there. Bonaccord is next in the field, and we did lose one there on the landing side. Try and catch it. It it was Christy Beamish who went. Christy Beamish was the faller there. Now the water jump. Arctic Times joined and perhaps just passed by Climate Control, getting very ragged at the back. Beecham Oracle at that, and it's Climate Control and Arctic Times, tracked by Drumbiug. Alert the Earth is an open ditch. Then Amicelli, Railway Ranger to the outside. Man from Highworth getting closer, and then Southwestern improving in the Yellow Cup. Dunn and Doris was a faller at the open ditch. Beecham Oracle is being pulled up, so they're getting a little bit strung out now as they run left-handed towards another open ditch going up the hill on the far side, and it's Arctic Times and Climate Control. They are matching strides. Bonaccord moves into third on the outside of Alert the Earth, then Drumbiug, Amicelli, and Man from Highworth in the dark blue jacket, followed by Southwestern. Luda Moulin Mar getting a shake of the reins now. Gallic Dawn and Railway Ranger, and August Vic, who's dropped back and has lots to do now as they jump another plain fence. The leaders streaming safely over. Melin Blue has lost a lot of ground, and back with these two leaders, and it's Arctic Times and Damien Murphy in the white sleeves, Climate Control and Matthew O'Connor in the blue sleeve jacket as they run towards 4 out. Arctic Times and Climate Control almost together. Amicelli over in third. Alert the Earth made a very bad blunder there. In fourth place is Bonaccord. Man from Highworth now coming under pressure. 20 Degrees is staying on a bit from the back with French Tyne in the light blue sleeves, and then Southwestern down towards 3 out in the Foxhunters. Arctic Times and Climate Control, they've been right up with the pace all the way. Amicelli on their heels in third place in the light blue jacket, and looking at danger now is Amicelli coming there strongly under Ollie Greenall, followed a gap away by Bonaccord, then French Tyne, Southwestern, and 20 Degrees and Luda Moulin Mar, and Amicelli has come there very strongly indeed to take over from the long-time leaders Arctic Times and Climate Control as they run down towards the second last. Bonaccord is back in fourth, and then Southwestern over 2 out. Amicelli draws 2 or 3 lengths clear of Arctic Times, then Climate Control, Bonaccord, 20 Degrees, Southwestern and French Tyne, and Amicelli has now gone 4 lengths clear, just needs a good jump over the last, went through the top of it, but safely to the other side. A furlong uphill left to go, and it's Amicelli who's just pulling further and further away. Bonaccord's running on very gamely in second from Arctic Times and Climate Control, but racing up towards the line, it's going to be Amicelli's Christies Foxhunters in the hands of Ollie Greenall. In second place, Bonaccord. Arctic Times was third, and Climate Control in fourth.
3-1 winner of the Foxhunters for Ollie Greenall. But the day has belonged to Denman, to Paul Nichols saddling the first 3 home, to Paul Barber and Harry Finley, who've been lions for their horse. Cato Corto Star was the reigning champion, Denman the pretender, but he's the pretender no more. He's the champion. He powered home in the Gold Cup.